April, my dear, come right in and sit down over there in that big chair.
Well, thank you very much.
I really should have arranged a red carpet reception. After all, it is an occasion, your being here.
Oh, well, it certainly is an occasion for me. Very strange, too, when I think about how different the station was when I was last here.
Well, the thing that's so different, of course, is that everybody's working for you now.
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm the boss. But I certainly don't feel like the boss, and just because I'm the station owner, I don't want anyone to treat me any differently.
I'm afraid that's inevitable, my dear.
It's just so silly. I mean, I know less about running a television station than half the people out there.
Oh, come along. I'm not such an expert myself.
Oh, no, that's not what I've heard. I hear you have really taken charge around here.
Well, I must say I'm very happy here, and I'm very stimulated by all this. But I'm going to be even happier when you take the reins again.
Yeah, I guess it's about time, isn't it?
Yes. I think it's about time that you got involved in the world again. And I'm not just talking about your career.
Oh, now I think everybody's telling me that.
Well, after all, you know what they say. The past is gone. The future isn't here yet, so what's wrong with the right now?
I can't argue with that.
April, do you mind if I exercise a certain prerogative of age and friendship and talk to you candidly about something?
What is it?
Something personal. It concerns Logan.
Oh?
You know my habit of adopting people, at least so long as they will allow it. I mean of finding surrogate sons to take the place of the sons I lost. Surely you know that Logan is my present victim.
Logan adores you, and you know it, Geraldine.
Yes. And there's another thing I know. He adores you, too.
It's enough, Frankie. It's enough. You're gonna kill the guy. You may have already killed him.
April, you can't live with someone and not know what he's thinking and feeling. Logan has been wearing his heart on his sleeve lately. Surely you've noticed.
Well, truth is, Geraldine, Logan has already told me how he feels.
But that's only natural, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Only natural and very difficult for him. I'm sure you know why.
Because of Draper.
Yes. I think Logan is feeling a certain disloyalty to Draper because of his feelings for his widow.
Logan was absolutely wonderful to me. Wonderful for me. I can't tell you how much he's helped me these past few months.
Well, he did that for Draper's sake as much as for yours. That's the way it started in any case. But then, well, you know what they say about proximity.
Yeah. I just wonder if it isn't more complicated than that. I mean, you know how emotions have a way of getting all mixed up and intermingled, and what may look like love may turn out to be something else. Maybe sympathy, maybe even pity.
Oh, I don't think that's true in this case. But I'm sure you're right. I'm sure Logan's emotions are very complicated right now. And why shouldn't they be? Well, I got a surprise in my mail this morning. Here it is.
What is it?
It's a letter from Nadine, Raven's mother. She's coming to Monticello.
Really?
She wants me to make arrangements for her trip here. She wants a suite at the Monticello Arms. She doesn't know how difficult that's going to be on short notice.
Is Draper's father coming with her?
No, he isn't. She also seems to be a little concerned about her health. She's asked me to make an appointment to see a doctor here. Actually, I'll be glad to do all of those things. I'll be delighted to see Nadine again.
You and she were very close, weren't you?
Oh, yes. For years, ever since our childhood, really.
Did you happen to say anything about Raven?
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, well, I wonder what she's going to think when she hears about the custody battle. Who knows, maybe Nadine can shake some sense into Raven.
April. That would be my idea of a miracle.
This is the deposition from my client, Logan. You may not want to read all of it right now.
Yeah, I think I'll wait till later on that. Boy, wordy little devil, isn't he?
A bit verbose, yes.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll have any problem with this, except maybe lifting it. We'll come to a deal.
Good.
Speaking of wordy little devils, have you heard Cliff's latest brainstorm?
Oh, you mean about Benita Thomas?
Yeah, he seems to think she'd have some influence with Judge Lewis.
Yeah, I suppose she might. If her report really blasts Raven, it would be a point in your favor.
Well, I can use all the points I can get right now.
Yes, you can. I think you know that Cliff is pretty upset about losing April as a witness.
Yeah, I know.
And frankly, I was somewhat surprised myself, Logan. I thought we'd resolved that issue a long time ago.
Well, April wants to do it, Mike, but I've decided against it. I'm not going to change my mind either.
Oh, I didn't come here to change your mind.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. Didn't think you did.
I came here, frankly, because I'm very concerned about you.
No?
Concerned about the mood you seem to be in lately.
What do you mean?
Well, it's obvious to me that ever since the autopsy was performed on the body that was supposed to be Draper, you've been in very low spirits. Now, with the custody case just a couple of weeks away, that really bothers me.
Bothers me too, Mike, but...
Well, is there anything else troubling you? Any doubt about Draper?
Well, doubt that he's dead? No. Well, not much.
But a little?
Yeah, a little. 0.1%. Maybe 0.2% after today.
Oh?
Mike, I keep getting these very strange answers from people who used to live up in Evansville. That's in Graham County, near the falls.
Which people?
Emily Michaels, Molly Sherwood. I questioned them about the night of the wreck, asked them what they'd seen, what they hadn't seen, and I got these very strange reactions from both of them, and I can't figure out why.
What would they have to hide?
Exactly. Now, there is one other possible witness that I haven't questioned. That's Emily Michaels' husband, the mysterious Kirk. Might be interesting if his reactions were the same. No, he's a mystery man, all right, and I don't like mystery men because they turn out to be bad customers most of the time.
You told me he has a police record.
Yeah, which could explain why he's reluctant to talk to the DA, and I mean reluctant. That includes his wife. She stopped me cold just as I was about to meet him face to face.
Now, that does sound suspicious, Logan.
He can't hide from me forever, though. I don't know. Maybe I'll have another crack at him today. Yeah, I think I will, once we get through here. All right?
So wonderful.
My. Just 24 hours ago, I was an inhuman beast.
Well, you are an inhuman beast, but you're a wonderful one. I can't believe you found those wallpaper people. I was going crazy trying to get that place fixed up before Mother got here.
Well, those sharks got a lot of money out of me for the unicorn redecoration. I figured they owed me something.
No, I owe you something, huh? But I'll owe it to you later, okay? Mother is going to be so happy with that wallpaper with all those little Mother Goose things on it. That's the kind of wallpaper she had in my bedroom. I remember it was supposed to make me a happy little girl. But I hated Little Bo Peep. As a matter of fact, when I grew up and found out that Jack and Jill fell down the hill and broke their little necks, I was so happy.
What a nice kid you must have been.
I was a princess. At least that's what my daddy used to say.
And you grew up believing it.
That's right. I may be royalty, who knows? I keep expecting some golden carriage to come up to my door and some little white-haired man come out and put himself at my feet and say, Your Majesty, your people await you.
Is that your fantasy, huh?
Well, actually, no. I don't believe in little white-haired old men anymore.
Oh, no, not even Santa Claus?
No, not even Santa Claus. I believe in stocks, bonds, and long-term capital gains.
You're going to have a lot of opportunity to deal with that when Jamie comes to his own. But you're going to need more than Mother Goose wallpaper to convince your mother that your baby's receiving the best maternal care. You're going to have to act the loving parent when she's around.
Well, hopefully she won't be around very much. She'll be out shopping and visiting the doctor and seeing her old friends. My God.
What?
I just realized something. Geraldine Saxon is my mother's best friend.
So what?
So what? She's going to go see Geraldine before she comes to see me, or she sees the wallpaper, and Geraldine's going to tell her horrible things about me. You know she's on Logan's side.
Oh, your mother has very few illusions about you anyway.
That's true. My mother wishes I was never born. That's why she took me out of the will and gave all the money to my son.
So, what difference does it make?
It makes a big difference because Geraldine's going to tell her about this custody suit. And then she's going to tell her that I stole the baby from Logan.
Ah, you repossessed him, remember?
Well, she'll call it stealing. She'll make me sound like a horrible mother.
Don't forget, Geraldine Saxon doesn't know about Jamie's good fortune. And your mother doesn't know that you know.
Well, all I know is the thought of those two women together makes me sick.
I don't think there's much you can do about it. I hardly think you can win over Geraldine Saxon within the next 2 weeks.
No, I don't think so. But you know what? There might be something I can do.
Like what?
I just thought of a brilliant plan.
Tell me about it. You know I stand in awe of your talent for mischief.
Thank you. By the time I finish with Mother, she'll never want to see Geraldine again. You know who that is. Hello.
Mrs. Swift?
Yes?
I'm Benita Thomas. I'm from the Medford Foundation. It's a non-profit organization dedicated to welfare, particularly regarding children. I wonder if I could come in and discuss the custody case you have pending in court?
Well, of course. Please come in.
Oh, I was just leaving anyway. It's nice anyway.
I just wanted to thank you for giving me my first break in show business. Yeah, that's real sweet of you, doll, but we'll talk about that later, okay? Right now we got a show to do.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Gavin. Aren't you a little early for the action?
I just came by to ask if you'd heard anything from Jody.
No, not a word.
She's still staying with the relatives, her doctor and his wife?
Yeah, she's there. Hey, would you do me a real big favor?
What?
Lend me a hand for a second, okay?
To do what?
I mean a hand literally. Hold up your right hand. That's great. I just want to see how this doll looks from a distance. You don't mind, do you?
Look, I didn't come here to play punch to your Judy.
Hey, you know, that's really a good idea. When she gets back, I'll ask her if she'd like to be part of the show, and then we can call it the Punch and Jody Show.
Very funny. You mind if I take this thing off now?
No, not at all. Thanks. Hey, you know, I'm doing a show here every night. Why don't you come by and catch my act?
I don't like discos.
You're a dance instructor, aren't you?
Right. That's why I don't like discos.
I thought you guys were into all kinds of dancing. You're not a culture snob, are you, Gavin?
Look, I just came by to ask about Jody. She wasn't feeling well when she left the studio. I want to know how she's feeling now.
Well, why don't you give her a call and ask her yourself? The Kavanaughs are in the phone book, you know.
I was thinking of going over and seeing her.
I think you ought to leave her alone. The reason she got sick in the first place was because she was working too hard, waiting on tables all night and then dancing the rest of the time.
I wasn't going over there to give her dancing lessons. I just want to see her.
Yeah, but you might remind her and tempt her about her career. Make her get back into it before she's ready.
The truth is, you don't want her to go back to the studio at all.
I didn't say that.
I know you like her, Kelly. You just don't like competition.
Gavin, I just want to see Jody get good and healthy again. And I don't see that happening with people like you pressuring her.
She wants to dance. It's up to her. And from what I've seen, it's the most important thing in her whole life. And if she wants to make it, she'll have to work at it full time. It's not a part-time job. Like puppetry, for instance.
Oh, yeah, well, it was nice seeing you again, Gavin. Why don't you drop in some night and I'll be sure you get a ringside table.
Yeah. See you around.
Oh, Gavin, could I have some dance lessons too, sweetie?
Don't you know we're not open yet?
Yeah. I was just leaving. See you around, Kelly.
I won't keep you any longer, Logan. I know you're anxious to meet the mystery man in Oakdale.
Sort of. Excuse me. Yes, Maggie. She is? Well, no, please, no. Send her in. Guess who's here? Miss Benita Thomas.
Get a chance to meet her.
Please come in, please.
Mr. Swift?
Yes, very nice to meet you. This is my car.
Oh, Mr. Carr. Yes, of course. I've known you by reputation for years.
Nice to meet you, Miss Thomas. Oh, I suppose congratulations are in order on your new appointment.
Well, I'm not so sure. I made the best move in the world, working for the foundation.
Oh?
No, I seem to do nothing but attend meetings and give lectures.
I thought that's all foundations did anyway. Please sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. In a way, it's a relief to do something as substantial as what I've just done.
Oh, what was that?
I did as your attorney requested, Mr. Swift. I went to visit your wife and son.
Well, that's certainly fast action. Oh, by the way, Mike Carr is my other attorney, so he'll be privy to any information that you've uncovered.
Miss Thomas, we knew that you planned to make that visit, but we didn't realize it would be this soon.
Yeah. Well, I always try to move as quickly as possible in such cases. It's amazing how fast the word gets back to people being investigated. Suddenly, the conditions improve vastly.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I can understand that.
So, you went to visit my wife and son, and?
Well, I thought I'd come here directly to tell you what I found. Of course, I will submit a written report to Judge Lewis, and you'll get a copy naturally.
Well, I'll look forward to reading that. And I can't tell you how kind this is of you.
Well, I wonder if you'll feel that way when you read it. And I also wonder whether you will really be happy or unhappy.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the conclusion I reached, Mr. Swift, was that your son is in the very best of care.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Thomas, but that just can't be true.
Well, that was my impression, Mr. Swift.
Miss Thomas, not too long ago, we received a report from friends, from police officers,
Mr.
actually,
Carr,
that said...
I told Cliff Nelson that I would do this only if I was able to submit a completely objective report. Now, I can assure you that I am totally not prejudiced in this case. I've never met the father or the mother of the child. All I can tell you is that Mrs. Swift's little boy was clean, well-fed, apparently happy and content, and he is certainly being treated like a well-loved child.
I find that very difficult to believe.
Well, he has a charming nursery all to himself, completely decorated with new furniture, fine wardrobe of clothing, and a trained nurse to take care of him when Mrs. Swift is not there. That's right.
I've heard that before. I've seen my wife's idea about a trained nurse.
I have the woman's card, Mr. Swift. Catherine Wong. I've known her reputation for years.
A miracle. Wonder how and when it happened.
Sorry. Apparently you didn't expect such a favorable report, but just the same, that's what I have to submit.
Yeah, I guess you will. That was our agreement, wasn't it? Cliff, good old Cliff. Another wonderful idea.
Oh, yes. April, as you can see, the overall audience rating has remained the same, but our share has improved slightly.
Looks good to me.
And especially since we had to raise our advertising rates last June. Well, that's enough of all that. Why don't you go out and talk to the staff for a bit?
I guess I should show my face, huh? Well, I will talk to you before I leave.
Oh, April.
Yes?
One more thing before you go. When Logan told you how he felt about you, what did you say?
Well, to tell you the truth, Geraldine, I didn't say anything.
What do we do now, Frankie? You done your worst. You practically killed the guy.
Oh, he's alive. He's still breathing, isn't he? What more do you want?
I want the money. I want that $60,000. Hell, I'd settle for 50 or 40 or 30. I want some cash to put in my pocket so I can get out of here. I am sick and tired of hearing that damn music from that merry-go-round.
Shut up and let me think.
About what? That's some new way to hurt the guy? Frankie, don't you see what's happening? He's not gonna talk. Don't ask me where he gets the nerve. He ain't gonna tell us no matter what we do.
Maybe you're right. The cops say that Kirk Michaels is dead. Okay. Let's prove them right.
You mean right now?
Yeah, right now. It'll sound like another shot out of the shooting gallery. Here.
I can't do it, Frankie.
Oh? Then I'll do it myself. So long, babyface.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find. Always on my mind. And frustrated days pass without sight. The edge of night, half dark, half light. Do you think we might wake up someday and be aware of all the games people play?
Well, what do we do now, Frankie? You've done your worst. You practically killed the guy.
He's alive. He's still breathing, isn't he? What more do you want?
I want the money. I want that $60,000. Hell, I'd settle for 50 or 40 or 30. I want some cash in my pocket so I can get the hell out of this place. I am sick and tired of hearing that damn merry-go-round
Will you
music.
shut up and let me think?
About what? What's some new way to hurt the guy? Frankie, don't you see what's happening? He's not gonna talk. Don't ask me where he gets his nerve. He ain't gonna tell us no matter what we do.
Maybe you're right. You know, the cops say Kirk Michaels is dead. Well, why don't we prove them right?
You mean right now?
Yeah, right now. It'll sound just like another shot out of the shooting gallery. Here.
I can't do it, Frankie.
All right. I'll do it myself. So long, babyface.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
All right, this is your last chance to tell us, Blue Eyes.
I can't tell you what I don't know.
Then you better say a prayer if you know any.
Oh, no. Please. Please don't. My wife is all alone.
Did you hear that, Larry? He's worried about his wife.
Hey, Frankie, wait.
Come on, let's get this over with, Larry.
Huh, his wife. We forgot all about her.
Huh?
Well, if we can't get any answers out of him, maybe we can get him out of her.
If he were here, the car'd be in the garage. My God, where is he? Where is my husband?
He's not your husband, Emily. He's hers.
No, he's mine. He belongs to me just as much as he belongs to her. She's out of his memory. She's out of his life.
If anyone sees him, they'll know he's Draper Scott. You'll lose him forever.
I've lost him already. I don't know where he is.
If you call the police, they'll recognize him. You will never see him again.
Oh, it's you again.
Hello, Mrs. Michaels. Thought I'd drop by without phoning. Figured that way I'd stand a better chance of finally meeting your husband.
Well, you're wrong. You won't meet him because he isn't here.
Huh?
I wish you were. I don't very much like being alone.
Where is he?
He's out of town on business.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me about that this afternoon. When did he leave on this business trip?
Yesterday. Came up very suddenly.
Uh-huh.
In fact, he took the car. You can check the garage if you'd like to.
It's empty, all right.
Mr. Swift, I'm really not in the mood for company.
You just said you didn't want to be alone.
I prefer it to a lot of suspicious questions. That's why you're here, isn't it? You're trying to find something ugly in Kirk's past just to make yourself look good for April Sky.
Well, I do want to help April. But not just to make myself look good. See, I think she has a right to know a little bit more about some people she's being very kind to.
You're right, of course. I've been very rude to you. I'm sorry. Please come in.
Thank you. You're right when you said I want to help April, but I wouldn't mind helping you, too. There is something wrong here, isn't there?
Why do you say that?
Well, all I have to do is look at you. You're worried sick. You can't tell me I've had that effect on you.
Well, you do make me nervous. After all, you know about Kirk's past.
Mrs. Michaels, where is he?
I told you.
You told me nothing. Nothing at all. Well, I'll be. You don't know where he is, do you?
No, I don't.
Well, did you quarrel as he walked out on you? What?
No. No, he just got in the car and he left. He left me this note saying he'd be back in a couple of hours. Then he called and he said it would be more like a few days.
Well, are you worried enough about this to call the police?
No. No, I don't want to do that. It would, Kirk would be really upset with me. And besides, he's not in any danger. Why should he be?
You tell me.
I just don't know.
Maybe he ran into some of his old friends. Maybe they went on a binge. Maybe they're the ones that offered him this business opportunity.
You think he's involved in something criminal, don't you? Well, you're wrong. Listen to me, Mr. Swift. My husband has been very ill. I told April all about it. He lost his memory. When he came back to me in Evansville, he didn't even know his own name.
Wait a minute, lost his memory? What are you talking about?
I hadn't seen my husband in several years. But he did come back to me, only without a memory, and that's why I'm so worried.
When did he come back to you, Mrs. Michaels? Was it the night of the wreck? You remember that tramp I asked you about yesterday, the one seen heading in the direction of your house? Was that your husband?
Yeah.
And he didn't know who he was?
Well, it all came back to him. I mean, there are some blank spots, but he knows who he is now and he knows who I am. It's the truth. He is my husband. And we made absolutely sure. We have definite proof.
What kind of proof?
Fingerprints. Because of Kirk's record. The police had a copy of his fingerprints. And my father got a set. I think I still have them. Here they are. See, we compared them, and they're identical. That's the proof. It's the absolute proof.
We're not taking any more table reservations for the whole of next week. We have standing room only. You're welcome.
Hurry up, I have something to tell you.
Thank you for calling. Well, what is it now?
Something wonderful happened! You won't believe this. Remember that lady that came in right before you left?
The social worker.
That's right. Guess who sent her? Logan! Yes, he wanted to prove that Jamie was living in a pigsty, but when she saw that beautiful new nursery we had, she flipped.
That redecoration came just in time.
It sure did. I mean, we did it for Mother, but it worked out pretty well for us. And get this. Then I told her about the new nurse I hired, Mrs. Wong. Well, it just so happened she knows her and said it was the best possible nurse I could have hired. I can't believe it. She better be good, though, after all that money I paid. Or I should say, all that money you gave me to pay.
Yeah. Well, Logan must be gnashing his teeth right now.
That's right. She said she was going to go straight to Judge Lewis and turn in her report. And I know I'm going to get rave reviews, so Logan's not going to have any arguments to prove that I'm a rotten mother.
Things are looking okay for you, Raven.
That's right. Now all I have to do is deal with my rotten mother. I have to make sure she has nothing to do with Geraldine Saxon, and I'm going to do that right now.
Oh.
Watch. Hello, operator. I'd like to place an overseas call.
Now, wait a minute.
Shh. I always call Mother. Yes, right. I would like to make a collect call to London, England. Look, Mother, I'm terribly sorry about calling at this hour, but I just wanted to make sure you were coming.
Yes, Raven. I am very definitely going to be there. In fact, I've already asked Geraldine to get me a suite at her hotel.
Geraldine Saxon? Mother, you know you're more than welcome to stay with me.
No, thank you, Raven. You know that I find a hotel much more convenient. Besides, didn't you tell me your space was very limited?
Well, that's true. I only have 2 bedrooms, and of course Jamie has his own room. And oh, Mother, wait till you see it. It is so precious. I was thinking of calling one of those magazines and having them take pictures.
I would have appreciated a picture of Jamie, but you never got around to sending me one, did you?
Oh, what difference does it make? You're going to see him in a few days, and I can't wait for you to come.
Don't get carried away, Raven. You were only too happy to see the last of me when you left London Airport. I'm sure the news of my imminent arrival in Monticello didn't please you.
Mother, that is not true. You're totally wrong. I must say I felt very bad about our misunderstanding in England, and that's why I wanted to take care of you when you came over here.
Geraldine will do what's necessary.
Personally, I don't understand how you could even think of seeing her anyway.
What are you talking about?
Look, I know she's your friend. But if my friends went around talking about me and my husband the way she talks about you...
All right, Raven, that's enough. What on earth would Geraldine say about Ansel and myself?
Never mind. You wouldn't believe me anyway.
Geraldine and I have been friends for 30 years. I hardly think that she would indulge in any kind of cheap gossip.
All right, then let's just forget the whole thing. I mean, what do you care what some old gossip says about you 4,000 miles away anyway?
Just what is it she's supposed to have said?
No, really, let's just drop the whole subject.
All right, we'll drop it.
Besides, what could she possibly know about what Ansel's doing in London? I mean, unless she has spies. And knowing her and her political influences, I wouldn't be surprised if she did.
Raven, you are obviously trying to create trouble. It's probably your #1 hobby.
That's not true. If you don't believe me, ask Logan. Look, Mother, I heard Geraldine tell Logan that she knew the reason for your illness. Or at least she could take a guess at it.
Which was?
Well, I hate to tell you this, but she told Logan that she thought it was psychosomatic. She thought that you were so worried about Ansel and his women that you were physically ill.
All right, Raven, that's quite enough. If that's the only reason you called.
Mother, that's not the only reason. I called to make sure that you were coming and to find out if there was anything I can do, but obviously your friend is taking care of everything.
Thank you. And if that's all you have to say, goodbye.
Wait a minute. I have one more thing that I think I must tell you because I heard Geraldine say it personally. Geraldine said that she was very worried about you coming to America because she knew that that would give Ansel a license to steal. And that's exactly what he would do while you were away.
I will not listen to one more of your ugly lies.
You hung up, huh?
Yes.
So that's your master plan.
Anything wrong with it?
Yes. It's crudity. I bet you your mother didn't believe one word.
You obviously know nothing about women.
I don't know your mother very well, darling. In fact, I don't know her at all. But I don't believe for 1 minute that she'd be naive enough to fall for that.
That, darling, was only step 1.
And what is step 2?
Well, you're just going to have to wait and see.
Well, is there anything else I can do to help you, Nicole?
Not a thing. I think that's it. Just this one last touch, this centerpiece.
Flowers on the table. That's really nice.
Oh, will you taste Nicole's cooking?
Well,
Well, we're hoping it turns out it's a new recipe.
You know, I can't wait to see the cars again.
Well, I think they're anxious to see you. Of course, you know their nephew, Kelly.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm back to the kitchen. He is your official responsibility.
Okay. Well, since you're my official responsibility, can I get you a drink, Dr. Kavanaugh?
That sounds like a good idea. Maybe just a little scotch on the rocks.
Good, okay. You know, I could make you something fancier if you like.
No.
I've seen them do it at the Unicorn.
No, just scotch on the rocks is fine.
Okay. What about anything else can I do for you? I mean, do you smoke?
No. There is something you can do. You can stop calling me Dr. Kavanaugh. Just try Miles. All right?
Okay. I'd like that.
Thank you.
Oh, I'll get it. Gavin.
Hi, I hope you don't mind my dropping in like this, but I just wanted to find out if you're feeling okay.
Well, yes, I'm fine, of course.
Oh, Gavin, how are you?
Hi, Dr. Kavanaugh. I'm sorry I didn't call, but I'm not here to stay. I just came to see if she's feeling better.
Oh, it's very thoughtful of me. Come on in.
Well, we're having company in a little while.
Yeah, it's true. I'm sorry I can't offer to set another place at the table for you. My wife would kill me, but we have a few minutes. You want a drink?
No thanks, Doctor.
All right. Well, maybe I better check on my wife in the kitchen. See that she hasn't eaten all the good stuff.
Gavin, you shouldn't have done this. You should have called.
What, do I need an appointment to see you?
But this isn't my house. You can't just barge in on people like this.
Well, I never said I had any manners, did I? Well, anyway, I wanted to know if you intend to come back to your dance classes.
I told you I would, as soon as I feel better.
Well, you're looking okay now.
Gavin, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to overdo things until the doctor says I'm well enough.
And that was the doctor, huh?
That's right.
Oh, hello. Miles says you're Gavin. I'm Nicole Kavanaugh.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Nancy. Come on in.
How are you, dear?
Lovely. Hi, Dr. Kavanaugh.
See you.
Miles, good to see you again.
Very much. You remember Jody, don't you? You
Hello,
were at the
Jody.
Unicorn, and this is her dance instructor, Gavin
Wiley.
Gavin Wiley.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Kelly?
Oh, hi, Gavin. I didn't know you were invited to dinner, too.
I wasn't. I just stopped in to say hello. And it's time I say goodbye, so excuse me.
Bye.
I hope you enjoy your meal.
It's nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Bye-bye.
See you soon, Gavin. Well, that was a little surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure was.
Well, please sit down. Here, Jody, I'll get you a
Thank
chair.
you. Okay, let me help you.
Oh, it's nice to see you again, Jody.
Me too.
How are you feeling, Jody? I understand you haven't been too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you look terrific.
Well, thank you. And I'm feeling fine. In fact, they're taking very good care of me. They're pampering me.
Wonderful. I think everybody should be pampered once in a while.
Of course. What's the point of being sick if you can't enjoy all the attention you get?
You know, that's true. When I was 9, I used to pretend that I was sick just so I could get all my mom's attention.
Uh-huh. And how long did you get away with that?
Well, she was pretty smart and saw through it, called me on it, and that was it.
You realize, Jody, what you're missing by being sick. You can't see Kelly perform at the Unicorn.
How's that going, Kelly? You still knocking him dead?
You know, I understand that the crowds have almost doubled since the puppet shows began.
Oh, Nicole, I hope it isn't too late to see the baby.
I brought him a little something. I promised him before he could go to sleep he should
Oh,
see you.
good.
Come on, Mike, you too.
Absolutely.
I bet he's grown by eating
Oh, I guess you were really glad to see Gavin, huh? Did he try and talk you into going back to the dance studio?
No, he just came by to say hello.
Oh, well, I really couldn't blame him if he did. Well, truth is, I wish you were back at the Unicorn. You've only been gone for a couple days, but I really miss you.
You sure you don't want me to call the police for you? Report him as missing.
No, I'm not going to worry him. I'm just not. I'm sure he's going to get in touch with me very soon.
Good. I think that's the best decision. Wouldn't worry too much about this either. I know a lot of men with fingerprint cards like this in their background walking around with business cards in their pockets today.
Yeah, I know that's true. What's past is past.
And for all you know, your husband is away on business, looking after his future and yours.
Thank you. That's really very nice of you to try and cheer me up.
I'm not your enemy. I wish you believed that. Would you mind if I kept this for a while?
Why?
Well, you just never know. I mean, it could come in very, very handy. It'll only be for a couple of days at the most.
But
I'll make sure you get back in very good condition, and I won't barge in on you again unannounced. I promise you that.
Wait, please.
Bye-bye.
Why did he do that for? What's he going to do with them?
Scott resident?
Molly, it's Emily.
Emily, is Kirk there yet?
No, he's not back, and I'm really getting worried.
Well, now, just keep control of yourself a little longer and be patient. If he said he'd be back, have faith in him.
Faith? How can he even have faith in himself? He thinks he's someone he's not. He's living a lie, and those people he may be with don't know that. God knows what they want from him.
But until you know more, and until you hear something, don't do anything rash. Don't do something you'll regret for the rest of your life.
I know.
And just keep thinking. He may come through that door any minute. He may be with you again, and you can take him far away from this place where nobody knows who he is.
I'm going to wait one more night. That's all I can stand. And if I don't hear from him by the morning, I'm going to call the police.
Oh, Emily.
No, Mr. Swift was just here. He took that fingerprint card, the phony one that Daddy made up. If I don't hear from Kirk by tomorrow, I'm going to call the police, and I'm going to tell them who he really is. And the fingerprints will be proof.
It'll be the end. You know that.
I know. Molly, somebody's coming. I've got to hang up. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Hello, Mrs. Michaels. You remember me, don't you? We met at Playland. I got news for you about your husband. Hello, Mrs. Michaels. You remember me, don't you? We met at Playland. I got some news for you about your husband.
Where is he?
You mind if I come in? What I've got to talk about is between you and me, not the entire neighborhood.
Is Kirk all right? Just tell me that.
Oh, calm down. Your husband's just fine for now.
I want to see for myself. Why didn't he come with you? When is he coming home?
That all depends. Right now, Kirk's real busy rapping with another buddy of ours. Who knows how long it'll take for him to get caught up in old times.
Kirk doesn't remember any old times. He doesn't know you. He never did. I told you that. Now, why won't you believe me?
No, you and Kirk sure got your stories straight. No, we heard all about his bad memory. It's like a broken record.
I swear to you, it's the truth.
No sale, doll. Kirk wouldn't forget what we want to know. No way.
What are you talking about?
10 years ago, Kirk and me and my pal transacted some business that was supposed to be very profitable. Biggest payday of our lives. Only Kirk got a little greedy and he skipped out on us. We haven't seen him or the money since.
Kirk wouldn't know anything about that.
He's into us for $50,000, not including interest. And we intend to collect.
Even if he wanted to, he couldn't help you.
And how about you, Mrs. Michaels? Huh? Can you help me?
Me?
Well, you married the guy. Now, he must have told you where his money is.
I don't know anything about this.
Mrs. Michaels, unless your memory gets a whole lot better than Kirk's and real fast, something's going to happen to him. Now, you tell me where that money is. Or the next time that you see Kirk, it's going to be at his funeral.
What do I have to do to convince you that we're really telling the truth?
This is a real nice place you got here, Mrs. Michaels. You wouldn't have any objections if I just gave myself the grand tour, would you?
You think the money is here?
Well, I didn't think Kirk was dumb enough to hide it in your mattress. But it wouldn't surprise me a bit to find a safety deposit box key or a bank book tucked somewhere inside of a drawer.
Please, search the place. Turn it upside down if you want.
I just might do that. Think I'll start upstairs.
If I had had this many toys when I was a kid growing up, I wouldn't have bothered growing up.
I know what you mean, but even so, every day when I'm working in the kitchen or something, I feel this little tug at my knee, and it's Adam. And what do you say? You say, "Mommy, I don't have anything to do."
No. Oh, well, getting Mommy's attention is much more fun than playing with toys.
Oh, you bet it is.
I have lots of toys out there.
Yes, you have lots of toys. But, you know, I wish I could spend more time with you. You've got a lucky mommy, though. She works in the evening, so she's working when you're asleep, when you're supposed to be asleep.
Shouldn't he be doing that just about now?
Yeah, he sure should.
If we don't go back downstairs, they're going to send up a search party for us.
That's right. Why don't you go down and tell Miles that we'll be right down, and Nancy and I will get things in order.
Okay. Good night, big fella.
Nicole, what is it? I don't see that sparkle you usually have.
It's just the same old thing I always worry about. I don't want Adam to be an only child, and I so much want to have Miles's baby.
I know. I know how much it means to you.
Well, we just took so long making that decision that every extra day seems like forever. I really didn't think there was going to be a problem.
Well, who says there is one, for goodness sake? Maybe it's psychological.
Well, yeah, I know it could be that.
Yes, sometimes a person's attitude can have an effect on them physically. It's true.
Or maybe just Mother Nature is being a little bit coy with me. She could be just teasing me a little bit.
You never can tell.
In which case, cut it out.
Have you seen a doctor?
Well, I saw a doctor a couple months ago when I thought I was pregnant. She just suggested that I have a complete physical.
Okay. Did you?
No. Well, Nancy, I don't really think that there's anything wrong with me.
Fine. Good. Have the physical, get a clean bill of health, and then you'll be in a good frame of mind. That could be just the answer.
I suppose you're right. Okay, I'll see the doctor. We better give him his goodnight kiss.
Okay. Here you Tiger. You got your kiss for your mommy. Huh? Kiss for mommy.
How about Grand Nancy?
Night, darling.
Mike, I didn't know you were downstairs.
The girls will be down in a minute.
All right, can I fix you a drink? Please. I was just taking the opportunity to clear off some of the trays so I'd get to eat all of my favorite canopies without Nicole watching, telling me to look out for my waistline.
I'm just as glad you took them away. Too much temptation. What happened to Jody and Kelly?
They went out to the garden a little while ago. I assume they're getting to know each other better.
I'm sure Kelly appreciates the opportunity. I think you know that he's taken quite a shine to Nicole's younger sister.
Well, I wish him luck. I'll say this much for him. He's got good taste in women, just like his uncle.
You like Jody, don't you?
Oh, sure. The little I know her. Seems to have a very bright mind inside that pretty head. And she knows exactly what she wants.
Sounds like your family reunion is turning out all right. Wish I could say the same for ours.
Why? What's the matter?
There's more to Kelly than meets the eye. Even though he had a pretty decent childhood, he did have some disadvantages in the sense that he was forced to travel a lot because of his father's work.
And he's insecure?
Well, he shouldn't be. Lee and Jerry love him very much, and they've done all they can to make him feel wanted and protected.
But you still think there's a problem?
When it comes to discussing personal matters, Kelly automatically withdraws and goes into his shell.
Well, now, look, Mike, he hasn't been staying with you very long. Maybe in time he'll get more comfortable.
Maybe. But there's definitely a mystery about Kelly's life. His parents have admitted as much.
Well, didn't they tell you what it was?
Well, they feel that it should be Kelly's choice to tell us if he wants to.
Well, I'm sure he will then, sooner or later.
Whatever happened must have been fairly serious. We've deduced that the situation was the motivating factor in Kelly's choice to leave Rome and come to Monticello. And he's adamant about not going back even to visit his parents.
Oh, well, maybe he'll change his mind when he starts to miss them.
He told us in no uncertain terms that if they want to see him, they'll have to come here.
Well, this doesn't sound just like a family quarrel, then.
Oh, it wasn't a family quarrel. He told us that much. Miles, I don't know what happened in Rome, but whatever it was, it troubles Kelly deeply. And for the life of us, Nancy and I can't figure out why.
Oh, how I wish I hadn't made lunch and gym my favorite subjects in high school.
Well, you don't need to go to college if you're really sure you want to be a career dancer.
Yeah, but some universities offer great theater courses with dancing as a specialty. If I only would have hit the books a little harder, I might have been offered a dance scholarship. Then I could have gotten a good education and concentrated on my dancing without all these financial hassles.
Well, live and learn, right?
Well, it's not that I'm complaining. It just would have been a lot easier.
Well, very few things in this world come wrapped in neat little packages.
You're telling me. God, I've had to fight and claw my way for the little I do have.
You're just paying your dues, that's all.
That's right. And you know, it doesn't matter because in a few years I'm going to know it was all worth it.
You know, if determination was all that you needed to get your name up on lights, you'd be a star already.
I'm going to make it, Kelly. And that's not just talk.
Well, then you ought to take Dr. Kavanaugh's advice and start taking better care of yourself.
I know. But I can't slow down. I've got to earn a living so I can take my dance lessons. And then there'll be food and rent.
Yeah, but I don't want the critics to rave about you and then mention that you collapsed during your curtain call.
Well, I don't care what it takes, Kelly. What I have to do. Nothing is going to stop me from being the dancer I know I can be.
But you're already a good dancer.
But good isn't enough. Good dancers are a dime a dozen. It's the great ones that get to do 8 shows a week.
And you got to be a great one, right?
The difference is commitment. That's why until I land my first big job, I'm not going to think about anything else except dancing and more dancing. Nothing is going to matter to me.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but there's more than one way to get there.
How?
Well, I want to be in show business just as much as you do, Jody.
And that's why you work so hard with your puppets.
Yeah, but puppeteering isn't everything. I mean, I also have time to care about other things.
Well, actually, the thought had occurred to me, yes.
You're not chicken. I mean, come on, take a shot. Let me see what you can do. Come on, I dare you, Flatfoot.
Okay. I'll show you who's got flat feet.
Girls, you want to give our visitor a little help?
Little touch with a turn, huh? Whoa, my back. Look, I don't really think I'm in shape for all this. You still think I got flat feet?
You sure got guts, I'll give you that.
And that's all.
How many lessons did you say it take? Was it 1, 2?
Look, you had your floor show, so ease up, okay?
I mean, I know you said you were rusty. I took that into account.
Thanks.
But a little practice, you'll be one hell of a hoofer, Flatfoot.
Thank you, ladies. Wiley, I'll see you around.
Catch you later.
You didn't find anything, did you?
Nope, I didn't even find any dust.
I told you.
No, that doesn't mean you're in the clear.
But you could see with your own eyes that there's
Just
nothing.
because there isn't a hint that the money is here only means that your hubby was too smart to keep any clues around.
Well, you're wrong.
Now, how do I know that there isn't a box full of cash buried out there in that front yard?
Why don't you just hire yourself a bulldozer then and dig the place up? You're not going to find it.
Kirk owes me. Now, 10 years ago, we pulled that heist and he walked away with all the cash. 10 years and he's been living high in the hog while the rest of us have been living like dogs. No more, lady. Now it's our turn.
I swear to you, you have the wrong man.
You have any idea what it's like to have that brass ring in your hand and lose it? That's what happened 10 years ago. The cops put out that phony report that Kirk Michaels was dead. We thought we'd lost that money forever. But now that old Kirk's back from the dead.
No, Kirk is not back from the dead. The man you're holding is not Kirk Michaels.
Then why does he look like Kirk Michaels, and why does he sound like Kirk Michaels, and why does he say that he is Kirk Michaels?
Because I told him he was.
What?
It's a very complicated story. But you just have to believe me when I tell you that he doesn't know anything about the money. He doesn't know anything about the robbery because he was never there.
Look, I realize that you're desperate to save your old man, honey. But there's only one way that you can do it.
I'll do anything I can. Just please be reasonable.
You got 24 hours to come up with some idea where that money is. And it had better be a very good idea.
What if I can't?
Then you better find yourself another husband.
Oh, please don't do this. I'm begging you.
And don't get talkative and decide to go talk to the cops. Because that'll only move the deadline up to immediate. You understand me? We'll be watching you.
But you'll be killing an innocent man. Don't you understand? And it's all for nothing.
It's not for nothing, Mrs. Michaels. It's called getting even. I'll be in touch.
Well, because of my dad's construction business, I've lived all over the world. I've lived in England, and Morocco, and Argentina. I can't even keep track of all the places I've been.
That must have been so exciting. What a life.
You think so, huh?
Oh, I'd love to travel. The closest I've ever gotten to Europe is the movies.
Well, the places that I've been were really nice to visit, but living there was a different story, at least for me.
Well, then you obviously didn't take advantage of museums and landmarks, shopping.
Well, that's great if you're a tourist, but day-to-day life wasn't much fun.
Yeah, I guess it could get boring after a while.
Well, half the countries I was in didn't even have schools that taught in English, so I had to have a private tutor.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, but it made it really difficult to meet people my own age. Although, it really didn't matter.
Well, why didn't it matter?
Well, because I was never in one place long enough to have any real friends. As soon as I got a pal, he became a pen pal.
So that's why you invented the pogo puppets.
Well, sure. We speak the same language, and I can always take them with me.
I guess living in those exotic places isn't as wonderful as it sounds.
Well, my dad's in Italy right now. His contract calls for him to be in Rome for 5 years.
Oh, Kelly, Rome! And for 5 years? Well, you'll have plenty of time to make friends there.
You know, I was in Rome before I came to Monticello, and I'm not going back.
Not even for a vacation? You could live with your parents. It wouldn't cost you a lira.
I can't go back for anything. Not ever.
Kelly, what's the matter? Why don't you want to go back to Rome?
I don't know if I should tell you. I don't even know if I can.
Well, that's up to you.
Mike and Nancy don't even know why I left Rome. Really, why I ran away.
Something happened?
A few months ago in Rome, I got into some trouble. Some very heavy trouble.
You did? Oh, I can't believe that.
Yeah, but it wasn't my fault. I wasn't responsible for what happened.
If you say so.
What Karen accused me of was wrong. I wasn't responsible for attacking her.
You said you attacked somebody?
And not anyone in the world believed me. Except for my folks. That's why I can't go back to Rome. Not ever.
I don't mean to interrupt, but dinner's ready.
Oh, we'll be there in a second, Dr. Kemp.
Okay.
Well, we better go in the house now.
Jody, wait a minute. Now, you have to promise not to repeat that to anyone. No one. Please.
Mrs. Carter, you all right?
Fine.
I know I shouldn't have keep working. When I saw you doze off, I'm sorry if I woke you
I'm
up.
glad you did.
Did you have a bad dream?
I don't know what it was. It just wasn't very pleasant, so I'm glad it's left me.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, don't worry. I am a professional at having nightmares. There's one good thing about nightmares is that they always go away.
Of course. Could you use a little brandy?
No, thanks. I think I better wake myself up and freshen up before my company gets here.
Oh, Mr. Swift.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it is not Mr. Swift this time. It happens to be a female friend, Deborah Saxon.
The police detective friend.
Yes. Yeah, and I have to shake off this bad mood before she gets here. I don't know what it was.
Should have joined the CIA, honey. You'd have made one hell of a spy. Most guys couldn't take half the punishment you took without spilling their guts. You never said a word. This on yourself, honey. All you had to do was tell me and Larry where the dough was stashed, and I wouldn't have had to mess up your pretty face for you. And if you think the worst is over, you're wrong.
How you doing, Frankie?
Well, it's about time.
Things took a little longer than I expected. Is he okay? You been at him again?
Well, he tried to get a little romantic, and I had to protect my honor.
Guy looks like he just went 10 rounds with Duran.
Forget about him. What about the missus?
Emily Michaels isn't exactly the strong-hearted type. When I told her what was going down with Kirk, she practically threw a fit.
Well, what did she say? What about the money?
She swears up and down she doesn't know anything about the heist or where the money is.
What did you expect? I told you it was a dumb idea at the start.
I turned that house upside down, but I couldn't find anything that'll give us a hint where that money is.
All that means is he's got it buried somewhere else.
Somewhere else, but we don't know where.
Thought it would end like this. What could I expect after 10 years?
10 years or not, Kirk still owes us.
And he's gonna pay us back with what? If you had 50 grand, would you sit around all this time and let it burn a hole in your pocket?
Yeah, you're right.
I'll bet he's been living it up for the past 10 years with our money. I say we get rid of him right now.
Not now, Frankie. We can't.
It's got to be done sooner or later, and I vote for sooner.
We gotta hold out for 24 hours.
For what?
Because that's how long I gave Mrs. Michaels to come up with the money.
And what if she decides to use that time to call the cops?
That's not gonna happen. I scared the wits out of the lady. Besides, she doesn't know who I am or where he is. We still got a shot at it, Frankie.
Long shot. I say we do what the big shots do on Wall Street. When they're in trouble, they cut their losses.
24 hours, Frankie. Think what a difference that'd make.
I am thinking. Could make the difference between freedom and 25 to life in the slammer. I say we kill him now. Lose the body. Forget the whole stupid idea.
It's good to see you. It's been too long.
It's really good to be back. It is.
Oh, could I get you some coffee?
Oh, Could I interest you in a cup of Irish coffee?
Oh, heavy on the Irish, yes.
Okay, Thanks. You know, I was really surprised to hear your voice on the other end of the phone. I didn't expect you back till the end of the week.
Oh, well, woman's prerogative to change her mind, don't you know? Even a woman detective.
It's just that I know Logan came back a couple days ago and I knew the two of you went up together.
April, I don't want you to think that we went out on any kind of a tryst or anything like that, if that's what you're thinking.
I know you didn't. Although the thought did occur to me.
Well, knowing how rumors get started around headquarters, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody found out about it and decided to start something. But I want you to know that it was strictly business, no pleasure whatsoever.
I know. Logan told me the reason for the trip. How'd things go, by the way?
Well, I don't know what he told you, but I really don't want to talk about it. It's still confidential, April, okay?
Okay.
But we ran into a brick wall, to tell you the truth.
I'm really
So
sorry
we had
to
to
hear
cut
that.
the trip short. Then, of course, the whole trip wasn't so uneventful for me, anyway.
What happened?
While I was away, I got a letter from Steve.
Oh. Did something happen in Tucson?
Oh, did something happen in Tucson?
Well, not bad. He wasn't hurt or anything like that, was he?
Oh, no, he wasn't hurt. In his own words, he said that the operation went smooth as silk. He caught the bad guys a lot sooner than they expected.
Oh, good. He'll be home real soon, then.
No, Steve's not coming home.
What?
Seems that he's taken quite a liking to Tucson. It's got a lot to offer him.
I thought Monticello was his home.
Well, not anymore. The Tucson police made him an offer that he can't refuse, so he put in for a transfer.
His friends are here. You're here.
He met himself a little lady, April. Somebody that he seems to care for a great deal.
Couldn't have known her very long.
Well, what difference does that make? He said she's everything he's ever wanted in a woman. They both want the same things out of life. And she's not a cop.
I'm really sorry. I know how much this all must hurt you.
I just want the son of a gun to be happy. That's all I want. Just let him be happy. Oh, I really thought that one of these days we'd be happy together, though,
Hey,
you know.
Hey, listen to me. I will bet you anything that Steve's feelings for you have not changed. And this relationship, I'll bet, is nothing more than a rebound situation to make you jealous until he's ready to come back here and settle down.
He has always been ready to settle down with me. I'm the one who hasn't been wanting to settle down. That's the whole problem right there. I mean, it's so silly for me to expect him to wait around for me to turn into the woman he wants me to be. It's
Well,
nuts.
then fine. Then you go find someone who doesn't want you to change and is willing to accept you for the person who you are.
Well, I'm ready for that.
Well, good. Because a person with your intelligence and with your beauty and with your winning personality won't have to wait very long.
I'm just not really used to the whole single scene, April. I just don't even know what it's going to be like to get back into circulation again. But then if you do know any eligible young men, let me know.
Here you go. Oh, that looks delicious.
Sexy.
Thank you.
Molly. Ooh.
You know, I've been thinking about taking an ad out in the personal column of the newspaper.
Oh, yeah?
What does this sound like? Young, energetic redhead seeks Nick Nolte lookalike.
Rich Nick Nolte lookalike.
Oh, definitely rich Nick Nolte lookalike. Considering Steve and I had the same salaries for the past 2 years, we always went Dutch treat. I'm so ready for a man to take care of me, April. I really am. I feel like going off on a cruise or something, or just video dating services. What am I talking about? I'm not like that.
Listen, would you relax?
Yeah.
Just relax. I mean, Monticello is a very big city, and there are tons of available bachelors out there.
Yeah, I know. I've arrested a couple.
Well, look, okay, I know one not-so-secret admirer of yours who would love a second chance.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
The eminent attorney, Clifford Nelson.
Well? Yeah.
Come on, he's absolutely crazy about you.
He's absolutely crazy, period.
Oh, all right, so Cliff will not win any awards for social graces. He's at least, he is nice and he's well-intentioned.
Yeah, well, I told myself the next time I went out with him, I would take out accident insurance.
So he's a trifle clumsy, so what?
Yeah, so what? He's cute, right? In his own little abrasive way. No, I'm feeling a little sorry for myself, but not so sorry that I would want to take up with him again.
Forget it. Just thought I'd try to help.
No, I don't mean to put you down for your choice of men for me. It's just that I don't think it would work out between us.
Oh, now that's an idea. Work. You usually meet an awful lot of people at work. Any possibilities there?
No, I don't think it would work. No, I tried mixing business with pleasure once already. I don't think I want to do it again.
Well, that doesn't have to be a hard and fast rule. I can think of one possibility at headquarters.
Look, I'm not paying you a matchmaking fee, girl.
Initials are CDM.
CDM?
Chief Derek Mallory.
Oh, the chief?
Yeah, well, why not? He's handsome, he's intelligent. I don't know if he's rich, but at least he's divorced. What more could you want?
Well, he's a very nice man. Outside of work.
Well, have you ever seen him outside of work?
Oh, yeah, I've seen him a couple times.
Really?
I was in the company of Raven Swift.
Mrs. Michaels got no idea where her husband's gone off to?
No. Left a note saying he'd be gone a couple hours, and it's been a couple of days now. She's a very worried lady.
When something like that happens, it usually means that either the guy's watch is running awfully slow or else he's just dumped her.
Well, some good came of it. In her emotional condition, she was a little less defensive and a little more talkative.
Did she go crying on your shoulder?
Hardly. She did say something, though, that gave me a clue to the mystery of Mr. Michaels.
What'd you find out?
Well, for one thing, she finally admitted that he had a police record.
Well, that's nothing new.
I know, we knew that already. But then she tells me he's been suffering from a severe case of amnesia. The last 10 years are a blank to him. They don't exist. Blotto.
Interesting.
In the picture I'm getting, he's not what you'd call a prince of a guy. Walks out on her 10 years ago, then turns up overnight. I don't know.
She doesn't know where he's been all these years?
Could have been furthering his career in crime.
So she's afraid she's living with a criminal, huh?
That's my idea, not hers. I don't think it's ever occurred to her. She really loves that guy.
Well, maybe he's lying to her.
About what?
Loss of memory's a pretty convenient device. Now, maybe he's just decided to forget, for example, that he spent the past 10 years in jail.
Yeah, I thought of that possibility. Sure could be the case.
Sounds very plausible to me.
Well, I got a little something here that may help fill in the blank of those 10 years. Mrs. Michaels gave it to me herself. Don't ask me how she got it. A complete fingerprint card for Kirk Michaels. Deborah told me she was going to run a complete make on the guy, but I haven't heard from her. I guess she hasn't had time to do it yet.
Yeah, that case, though, it's pretty tough, but I saw a folder. Mark Michaels coming through my office from Central Filing.
Well, that's what we're looking for.
I'm sure it must be.
Probably pretty interesting reading between the covers of that particular folder, wouldn't you say?
I'll read it first thing in the morning.
Just when do you get in the morning?
Well, it means that much to you. Find out about it right now. Bartender, can I use that phone?
Sure, Chief.
Thanks.
I would like to give her some good news, as possible. I mean, if he has a clean record. I feel very sorry for her.
Yeah. Let's see what I can come up with.
Yeah, Stoner here.
Alvin, it's Derek. Let me speak to Deborah.
She's not here, Chief.
Well, look, have her call me as soon as she gets in. You want to take this number down?
Chief, if you don't mind my saying so, you haven't been reading your duty roster. Deborah's off duty tonight. She's not due until 8 in the morning.
Oh. Well, take a look on her desk. See if you can find a folder marked Kirk Michaels.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, Kirk Michaels, no middle initial, right?
That's it. Open it up.
Let's see. Mr. Michaels made his first visit to police headquarters for pictures and prints in August of 1969. Seems he was picked up driving a vehicle he forgot to tell the owner he was borrowing.
All right. Anything more recent than that? Payroll heist. All right. All right, Calvin. Thanks. Have a good night.
Well, sounds like our boy graduated to bigger and better things.
Kirk Michaels was one of 4 people who entered the Williams Plumbing Supply Company on the night of January 12th, 1971, for the purposes of removing the payroll from the safe.
Yeah? They got caught, right? Spent 10 years in prison, is that it?
Well, it's better than that. Kirk and one of the others drove off in the car with the money, left the other 2 behind.
What a sweetheart.
Well, he did them a favor, actually. They were never caught. But the police chased Kirk and had a shootout. Kirk Michaels has been dead for 10 years.
You're kidding me. That's not possible.
No doubt about it. Positive identification. It's a death certificate. I don't know who that girl married, but it's not Kirk Michaels.
I think it was a lovely evening.
You enjoy yourself, Kelly?
Yeah, I had a really nice time. And I want to thank both you and Nancy for the invite.
Well, Miles and Nicole are two of the nicest people you could ever hope to meet. We just thought that you might like to get to know them better.
The Kavanaughs have certainly been nice to me. Without their help, I probably never would have gotten the Poco puppets off the ground in Monticello.
Well, your thanks were very appropriate, Kelly.
You realize, Kelly, we had another reason for asking you to join us.
Oh, let me see. You really want me to guess?
We knew that Miss Travis was going to be there.
And you told us how elusive she is, rushing from work to her dance classes. So we figured this would be a pretty good opportunity for you two to become better acquainted.
Well, Mike, I was planning on going over and seeing Jody anyway, but the invitation to the party did give me a better opportunity.
Yeah, well, you two seem to have a lot of talk about it. I mean, you're out in the garden most of the evening.
Oh, we weren't acting rude or anything, were we?
No. As long as you and Jody had a good time.
Well, I know I did. I just hope that Jody did, too.
I gather that you got to know a lot about each other.
Well, actually, I don't know much more about Jody than I did at the beginning of the evening. Most of the conversation centered around me.
Really? Well, I guess she realizes that a man's favorite topic is himself.
Yeah, well, thanks again for the invite, and I got some things to think about. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Good night.
Okay, see
Good night,
you in the
Kelly.
morning. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
That Kelly might have told Jody his big secret? Yeah, I think that's a distinct possibility.
Look at this view. It's so gorgeous. I'll tell you, I love to come out here at night and just kind of observe the city. You know, it makes me feel very much a part of it without getting all caught up in the hustle and the bustle of it. I bet it can be really romantic up here with the right person, huh? It can be at that. Look who you chose to spend your evening with. Hey, listen. You see all those apartment buildings? You know, all those buildings? I'll bet you there are at least 1,000 eligible, handsome, rich, luscious bachelors in there. How do we find them? You have a pair of binoculars? Yes, I do. I think we should be a little more subtle, though. Good idea. You know, I think there's one name that we have conveniently left off this list of eligible bachelors. Oh, yeah? Who would you like to pencil in? Logan? I'm surprised that neither of us mentioned him. Yeah, well, Logan is definitely handsome. And he may not be rich, but he's extremely sensitive. But I think there's one thing about Logan that may very well disqualify him. Logan is not a bachelor.
Should have made it 12 hours. Why'd you have to give it 24?
What's the difference?
The difference is I'm sick and tired of looking at Sleeping Beauty over here.
You better not die in that chair. All we need is for somebody to stumble in here.
He's still breathing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's breathing, but that's about all.
Well, if you're so worried about him, why don't you go wake him up?
Hey, come on, wake up, Kirk. Hey, Kirk, wake up. Hey, rise and shine. Hey, give me some of that water.
April, no. Oh, no, April, please help.